Hello, welcome to this short video. My name is Michel Amar, and today I'm going to guide you through the solutions offered by Asset Impact and how we support our clients to define and monitor their climate strategy. So, as we all know, getting to net zero requires a profound transformation of the real economy. Financial institutions play a key role in this through the investments they made into companies and securities. In order to drive this transformation, they have a strong need for data and for better data. Their money is tied up to physical assets in the real world, and they need transparency into what those assets are, where they are located, and how they are exposed to transition and physical risks. One of the struggles we've noticed is how to navigate and understand corporate disclosures, as they don't always cover the full scope of the financial portfolios, but also because they don't necessarily offer transparency into the methodology used and don't provide consistency between companies. What many financial actors have understood by now is that the most important is to have comparability between companies in a portfolio in order to steer that portfolio consistently towards the decarbonization pathway. Asset Impact offers a different, unique approach by using an asset-based methodology. At the core of what we do is our database, the proprietary physical assets matched with securities database, which houses millions of data points. How does that work? We source data at the level of physical assets across 9 of the most climate critical sectors, and we link these data points with the companies owning these assets and their parent companies along the corporate ownership tree. Our coverage is global. Across these 9 sectors, we cover 75% of global emissions. And we have data for over 245,000 physical assets, which are then linked to over 62,000 companies. The most important characteristics of the datasets are that the data is granular and that we offer a historical, current, and forward-looking view of the companies and assets in our database. From the very start, the datasets are designed to offer comparability between companies as we apply consistent approaches for every asset, every company, and every sector. It is also very important for us to be transparent. We provide our methodologies to our client, and we don't base any of our indicators on ratings, scores, or even disclosures. The 9 sectors that we cover are in the energy segments with power generation, upstream oil and gas, and coal mining, in the transport segment with shipping, aviation, and automotive, as well as in the industry segment with cement and steel. We're also expanding to the aluminum production, as well as the midstream and downstream oil and gas later this year. In each of these sectors, we focus on the physical assets and the parts of the value chain which are contributing the most to emissions. So what does our data contain? We offer 2 main products, the company data product and the linked assets product. In the company data product, our indicators are at the level of companies, parent companies, subsidiaries, and they offer a very granular view on how companies are linked to production and how that production generates emissions. We offer indicators such as production figures, emission intensities, and emissions segregated by sectors, country, and technologies. In our linked assets product, the data is displayed at the level of each individual physical assets and covers geolocation of these assets, which can also be used for physical risks. Next to these company and linked assets products, we offer analytics, which are plugins which can be used for running tools like the PACTA tool or to calculate financed emissions according to the PCAF methodology. So how does it look like? As you can see here in our dashboard, which is soon to be released, the data gives you access to a full list of companies with key identifiers. And for each of these companies, you will get a very granular view in terms of production and emissions over time across their different sectors and across their different technology used. It's also easy to navigate across different type of consolidation methodologies, which are based on assets directly owned by a company or assets owned via subsidiaries. For each of the sectors, you will be able to have a very granular view of the different technologies used by the assets they own and how these have an impact on emissions in the real world. We have worked with thousands of institutions, mainly financial institutions like banks, asset managers, and asset owners, as well as regulators and central banks. But we've also collaborated with nonprofits or service and data providers. On top of that, the data has been used by thousands of organizations through the BACTA tool, for which Asset Impact is still the main provider of datasets. In terms of use cases, with financial institutions like Barclays, ING, BBVA, HSBC, we have been working for years to help them calculate their finance emissions, define their net zero commitments, and track progress over time, as well as engage with companies they invest into in order to get a very granular view of the emissions and where they're coming from, and compare that with the actual announcements made by companies. In the domain of compliance, our data can be used for voluntary or regulatory reporting requirements. For risk management, our data is being used for stress testing, as well as monitoring transition risk or developing models for physical risk. For other types of clients, like data and service providers, our data can be used to develop tools like the climate excellence tool of PwC, or to create custom ratings like the low carbon transition ratings of Sustainalytics. As the market and industry mature, we've seen more and more use cases for our data, and we've also collaborated with nonprofit and academia to work on research projects. I hope this short video gave you a good introduction of our approach, our mission, as well as the products we deliver to our clients. We work with leading experts in the industry and research world to constantly improve and expand our products. And it's very important for us to get the feedback from all these parties and integrate that into our development. Please feel free to contact us to find out more or receive data samples and a more advanced presentation about the Asset Impact offering. Thank you, and I hope to see you soon.